Camera on.
Camera on.
Are we live? I don't know.
It's still.
It's loading.
It's still loading.
Are we
Loading screen.
Are we loading? Are we loading?
There we go.
I think
we are official now.
Locked and loaded, bitches.
All right, so we have a little bit of breaking news.
Not really.
Before we get to the games.
Yeah, before we get to the games, we'll talk a little bit about the breaking news. Jordan's sharing it right now.
Some surprises this weekend.
Should have picked.
We'll let him
Should have picked.
share it.
We'll let him share.
Share a couple into the groups and maybe get a few people in here. We got one viewer already.
Hey,
that's me. Thank you.
hey, good job, good job. Is he sharing? Is he sharing?
I'm gonna have time to just put it in that Minnesota Viking thing. See if I get kicked out. But heck, we got him. I think we got sport pages.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, go ahead, guys. I'll
So
work on it.
the breaking news was Doug Peterson for the Philadelphia Eagles has been fired.
Woo!
Shocking.
So
After they tanked in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much.
yeah,
Doesn't matter. I don't. It doesn't matter to me how much you try.
Try to hide it.
Try hiding it.
Right.
That's what you did.
I think that was probably the deciding factor in all this because
I
I'm pretty
agree.
sure they were planning on him being the coach still. But I think he lost a lot of the locker room from what other players have said.
Yep.
Other players weren't happy. I mean, what are you going to do? Go into the offseason and then come back and be like, hey, guys, you know, it's, nobody's going to trust him.
right. I'm there with you. And he had some potential with Jalen Hurts there.
Yeah.
But like you said, when they pulled him out, when he tried
That
to
move
do
made no
when he
sense.
tried to do that, it just like you said, you should have went ahead and lost with Jalen. If
He's your young quarterback.
right.
Don't you want to see how he plays?
Right.
I mean,
So
Yeah, I mean, if you start with him, you got to end with him.
yeah.
right. So it didn't make any sense. Like you said, I do agree that was probably
You don't
the
need Studfeld or whatever.
probably the deciding
Hey, we got to
factor.
see what he's got, though.
Yeah, well,
So
I don't think so.
that's the breaking news was the
He'll-
Peterson firing.
He'll probably get a job somewhere. I mean, he's an
I
OC,
think so as
right?
well.
Yeah, he'll probably be a coordinator somewhere. Where at?
So it's another job opening. There's a lot of job openings still. I know there's been some interviews and
yeah, some stuff
all that
going
going,
on.
but
Supposedly, Urban Meyer's been putting a
Yep.
staff together. If
Jacksonville's where they're saying.
I don't know. I don't like that fit, but
I mean, Urban
You
Meyer,
know?
he's never been a quarterback coach, in my
Right.
opinion.
there is a little bit of Cowboys news as well, and then
my
we'll
God.
talk Vikings next. Vikings isn't news; it's more of a potential.
A what if kind
But
of.
the Cowboys have fired their defensive coordinator, and we're looking at Dan Quinn,
Oh,
who
he did get a job based on his defense
the
in Seattle, right?
Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator that coordinated with the 2012 2013
Legion of
Seattle
Boom.
Legion of Boom. And they had a stretch there. I mean, they won the Super Bowl the one year, 2012 or 2013. It was one of those years. I don't remember exactly, but he was the coordinator that coordinated with that defense. So
It's weird too
if
because
we can get him on board,
it's
the
weird.
interviews.
It's weird because he was a great defensive coordinator, but then when he went to the Falcons, their defense wasn't that great.
Right. So that's what I'm
Very
saying.
odd.
He's interviewing specifically for the coordinator position, so he's in that understanding that that's where he's going to be.
You know?
It's where you
So
deserve.
right, if he can come in and Dallas has talent.
Marvin Lewis. is
We've
good.
all
Yeah,
we've
you
all
might as well get
said
Lewis. I get Marvin Lewis.
we've all said that Dallas has talent though. On defense,
No.
we've got big decent name players. Smith,
got some big boys.
Big Big
Smith,
Big
Vanderdash. Lawrence, you know what I mean? Like we have names. If Quinn can get in there and
No, I
get the
don't know.
defense, if
Jalen
he can
Smith.
get in,
Who's that?
if he can get in there and get the defense under control, that will make the Cowboys. defense happy.
you better stop it.
But
Run after the ball.
Okay, Bobo.
Strip ball.
the
Intercept ball.
Vikings, it wasn't really news.
Oh, it was news.
I mean, it was news.
But it's news,
This is
but-
what kind of okay. It's kind of Vikings news, but it's kind of
Trade,
lot of teams'
rumor,
news.
Rumor, right? It's rumor news.
Deshaun Watson apparently
Once
once
out.
out of
Mhm.
Houston.
They got a fractured relationship now, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was supposed to have a say in the head coach GM search.
Mhm.
They went ahead and hired a new GM already. I can't
Which-
remember who he is from the
Patriots like personnel
Mhm.
director or something.
Yeah, and apparently Watson wanted Eric Bieniemy. He must have name dropped him and said, "Hey, Eric Bieniemy would be a good coach."
Mhm.
They haven't even set up an interview with Eric Bieniemy. He's like not even on their radar, which is very odd because I would say he's probably
The best
the
candidate.
number one candidate for a job this offseason.
I mean, is it necessarily that, or do you think they just have it in their mind they can't pry him away?
I don't know. If you're Houston,
You,
you
need
need
to-
a lot.
Mhm.
you need to me, you need to, okay, you got to trade Watson. Get whatever first rounds you can. I would trade Watt. You have no first round or
You're
second
in
round
total
picks.
like rebuild
Yeah.
mode.
They definitely.
You can't pay $100 million to a quarterback and you have no team. You're just wasting. Because by the time you do build a team around him, he's going to be like, see you later. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
I don't know. But tying back into the Vikings, last week when we heard this news, a lot of Vikings pages were saying, how about a trade?
Right.
You know, and it's very divided on this. I posted a couple things, and
Other people.
it baffles my mind
Mhm.
how people say, "Well, we got Kirk Cousins." Kirk Cousins isn't
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson.
Right.
I understand Cousins had a good season, and he's a mediocre quarterback. He puts up numbers. I get it, but the big problem is we had 30th ranked offensive line and pass
Efficiency.
protection.
Yeah. And you had
Watson
defensive-
can move. Watson's 25 years old as opposed to 32 or whatever.
Mhm.
If you're gonna pay a quarterback that much money, you might as well pay somebody younger that you know you're gonna have a future with. And can you imagine Watson, Jefferson, Cook, Thielen?
You got Cousins, baby.
It's just Cousins is good, but he's not great.
Right.
Like Watson's a top 5 quarterback, even on a horrible team
Now.
He's
with
still
no
put up
weapons.
top 5
He was a
efficiency.
top 5 quarterback.
Now-
Imagine having weapons.
Oh yeah. Now, what would you give for Watson?
You'd have
What
to-
would you try to offload Cousins?
You would have to
somehow?
offload Cousins, and from what I saw, I think if the 49ers were interested,
It'd be a 3-team trade somehow.
you could trade him to the 49ers.
You'd get Watson, and then
Get
you'd
Watson.
package something else together
Yeah.
to get back to the Texans.
I'm guessing they'd get a couple first round picks.
They need picks,
Mhm.
obviously.
At least the first this year.
Because the way I look at it, we got a lot of guys coming back on defense, so the defense isn't going to be as bad as it was this past year. And really, you put him in there, it's a lot harder to build an offensive line in front of a quarterback than it is just to get a quarterback that can move.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If anything tells us anything, look at the wild card weekend. Look at all the teams,
Mhm.
especially in the AFC. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson. They're guys that can kind of move.
Right.
You know what I mean?
NFC is kind of the dinosaur
You're
still.
you're either a guy that can move, a younger guy that can move, or you're a Hall of Famer.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
Right.
or Jared Goff, I guess. He's about the only one
Yeah,
that's
Jared Goff was the only
not.
one.
But I mean, come on. I think it's a no-brainer if you could do it.
Mhm.
Now, are we an attractive trade? Maybe, maybe not. I mean,
Right.
there's rumors that came out. Was it today? About the Dolphins.
Well, kind of with you guys is if you trade a first round pick, you guys are going to be probably in the playoff hunt. So they're not going to be looking at getting a top 10 pick.
The way I look at it is when the defense comes back, if the offense still plays the same, we're probably going to be in the playoff hunt anyway. But I think Watson could get you over that
over the hump.
Right.
because not only is he a great passer, he can move.
And that helped Cook out too.
Cousins just stands there. You know what I mean? He can't sense pressure. Like I said, I'm not saying he's horrible or anything like that because if you look at his stats, he's obviously he was ranked like 10th this year or something. But
You just
Watson
wanna-
was like 4th. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Well, you're at the point now where I think Cousins is he's over. It's at the end of his day.
Yeah.
His window's gone.
He's had his opportunity.
He can't get you, but he can't get you past
But
the hump.
But I already know what they're going to do. They're going to run it back because it's Zimmer.
Cousins.
It's Zimmer. He's going to be like, look, we had a bad season. My defense is coming back. Our offense was good. Everything will be fine.
More excuses.
Like I said, they're constantly in the cycle where they're good. We're just going to be good. We just want to be good, not great. We're just going to be good.
Right.
We can't be bad. We just got to be decent.
Yeah, 7-9 and 9-7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, talking about Dan Quinn.
Oh, news just come up.
He's officially signed.
Really?
To Dallas?
Yep. 17
Yeah,
minutes ago.
Wow.
I knew that we were looking at him, but that's cool that we had breaking news while we're on podcast.
And the first comment says, "Yeah, he's good at holding leads."
Oh, gee.
But going back to the Watson thing, there's rumors about the Dolphins.
Yep.
They're talking
I've
maybe
heard that.
Tua could be traded. Maybe the Texans could take on Tua's contract. Since he's a
Yeah.
rookie, they wouldn't have to pay him anything.
And then they could start building around Tua with a little
To
more.
me, that kind of seems like that'd be the end of Tua's career.
No.
He doesn't have the it factor. He's not on level of Watson. I don't think he has the promise to be either.
I think, and they keep saying they're not going to trade Watson, but how many times did we hear teams say they're not going to trade somebody and they trade
And
them?
they do.
How many times did the Jets say Adam Gase was their future head coach?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yep.
anywhere he goes, he's going to make your team better. I mean, so,
Really, it's just who's going to take the gamble.
So, one can dream, but it's probably not going to happen.
I'm right there with you. So, are we moving on to the playoffs?
I think so.
Playoffs. All right. The teams that were on the bye was the Chiefs from the AFC and the Packers from the NFC.
A lot of
Most
teams on
hated,
bye.
man, the Packers.
I hate it.
All right, we'll start with the Saturday early game. The 7-seed Colts, who are 11-5, at the 2-seed Bills, who were 13-3. The Bills won this game 27-24, but I have some stuff to say about this one. Now the Colts blew this game. The coach blew this game. There was a situation early on in the game where it was 4th and goal. They went for it and did not get it. And I was saying, take the field goal. Well, I've always told you guys, field goals matter.
Yeah.
Not just for the fact that you're putting 3 on the board, but it's a different energy. It's and we got points. They're high fiving on the sidelines.
Well, to be honest with you, you're in the playoffs now, and every point's going to count.
Right.
So.
The energy's different, and then rather than them getting the ball right there and their offense and defense exchanges, and you're hanging your head.
I think it's easier to gamble during the season than it is
But like
when you're this far.
So
field goal would have tied the game.
Yeah, field goal would have tied the game, and then a situation a little bit later in the game, they went for 2 because they're behind. Now you take that field goal earlier, now you're tied, and then instead of going for 2 and not getting it, now you're up 28. They left the coach. This is on the coach. Rivers played good. The team played good. But that coaching decisions in large moments like that, you've got to take the points.
Problem is the way you look at it, though. If they would have went for it and got it, then everybody would have been praising him. Oh,
right.
He went for it. You know what I mean?
But
good for him.
That's what I have to say about it. I'm a big believer in field goals. I am. I'm a big believer in field goals. in certain moments. Early on in the game, early in the game, you take your field goals. Later in the game, when you're down by 13 and 6 minutes to play in the 4th, that's when you go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is. I put my pen on the table and I went for it.
But
yeah, but
they left 4 points on the board, man.
Left 4.
I expected the Bills to win, and I thought they'd win by probably a couple touchdowns. To be honest with you, nothing against the Colts, but I just think the Bills, that offense is super high powered, and I thought they were going to put up a lot of points. But
Now, the other play. Now this doesn't have anything to do with the coaching, but there was
it does.
there was a play
Somebody taught
where
that man.
the Colts receiver caught the ball. His knee wasn't down.
Oh, Pascal or whatever.
And then
Go
they
Pascal.
created the fumble, which it should have been a fumble. I'm a Colts fan.
It wasn't a fumble.
But I'm also a realistic. I try to be realistic about things.
I don't.
That was definitely a fumble.
No.
His knee was not on the ground,
It was.
but they called him down.
He
So
likes
how
to
does that work?
He likes to get his knees dirty. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the play I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, how was that not a fumble?
There's a lot of bad calls though in these games. I mean,
And that play was fucking reviewed.
no,
That was reviewed, man. But and they still got it wrong.
somebody had a vendetta against Frank Reich.
But anywho, that's all I have to say about
Yeah.
it. I feel the Colts left some points, on
The Bills side, the Bills played well.
Mhm.
I
But
mean,
the Colts put up a fight. I mean, I wasn't expecting the Bills not to play well, to be honest with you.
like,
So.
Right.
kind of the Bills side. What do you guys? I mean, what's your takeaway? They barely beat the Colts.
But like I said, the Colts they played
They
good,
played-
and
yeah,
the
they did.
Colts roster, they're 11-5. They're a team that can go with about anyone.
Hey, if we know anything about this weekend, which we'll get into, anything can happen. So.
Yep.
Anything.
So, but the Bills did take it. So
take it.
kudos to them.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to the Saturday mid.
No.
The 6 seed Rams, who was 10-6, at the 12-4 Seahawks 3 seed. The Rams won this game 30-20 in an upset shocker.
And Goff didn't even play the whole game.
Mhm.
He came in later.
They had
Wolford.
Yeah,
Yeah, Wolford.
This was a
Got
tough
head-to-head.
game.
No, it wasn't.
Not for the Rams.
The old Ramsey locking up Metcalf.
And I think it was wasn't it 30-13?
Yeah.
And the Seahawks scored in the fourth quarter to make it 30-20. So it was actually a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. So yeah, the
Aaron
score was
Donald
only
came
10.
to, Aaron Donald came to tear shit up, man.
Really, if you look at the Rams defense, they were getting all over Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah.
And we said this about the Rams, that it depends on who shows up.
Mhm.
It really does.
No.
The Rams have the roster that they can show up and do shit like this. Seattle was 12-4, but they had a real hot start. Yet Wilson fell off. We kind of said the Seahawks defense wasn't really for sure.
Their defense is not that. And
Right.
what Jamal Adams came out and said he had something going on.
Oh Jesus, bunch of fucking excuses.
Yeah.
We-
what was
we
it? I
all-
don't know.
Yeah,
We
torn
all
leg-
took
he's got a
Seattle.
torn labrum in both shoulders. It's a
We-
couple fingers are all popped
Mm.
up.
We all took Seattle, and we
Yeah.
were obviously all wrong on it. But
Damn it.
I think Seattle being 12-4 was a little sneaky there because we were
a little snaky there.
we were overconfident in them.
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean. And
Sneaky.
the Rams being 10-6, we weren't thinking that they could come in and do this.
What's
So.
weird about the Seahawks is for years you've always thought, the offense is always good and then the defense is always good. This year the defense hasn't been good.
Right.
And the offensive line's not been very good either. So they've had running back problems. Nobody can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Time to call Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. Beast mode.
Take your
But other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of shocking.
Yeah, it was a shocking upset for sure. The next one was the Saturday night game. The 5 seed Buccaneers, who were 11-5, at the 7-9 football team, who was the 4 seed, hosting a 7-9 team hosting an 11-5 team. It does not make sense.
No.
That's
But,
NFC's for you.
Anyways, Buccaneers at football team. The Buccaneers won this game 31-23, a little bit more competitive than what we thought, but we all did kind of figure the Buccaneers would win this game. Alex Smith did not play either.
No.
Heineken
So-
or whatever.
so-
Taylor Heineke.
There you go.
He
That's
actually played really well, too.
Yeah,
I
he did. It was actually more a competitive game than what we figured it would be. But if Alex Smith was there, would have any of either
No.
of you took the football team?
I still think the Buccaneers would have won,
Yeah.
but I mean it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to
Right.
be. I mean,
I'm right there with
And
you.
they
I agree.
Kind of on the football team side, supposedly Alex Smith's mulling retiring.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. Him and his wife were discussing it, I guess. Said he was happy he came back this year, but
I think we're going to see a few people retire this year.
That is very, very
quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
I mean, there's not much to say about it. I mean, the football team,
they played better than we expected.
They didn't really deserve to be there.
right.
I mean, to be honest with you. I
Like
mean,
I
they
said,
were there,
7-9.
They were there, but we kind of expect them to get beat.
Right.
So
we'll move on to Sunday games. The first one up is the 5 seed, 11-5 Ravens at the 4 seed, 11-5 Titans. The Ravens won this game 20-13, and
What happened?
it was good.
I was expecting a little more points, but
Yeah, I was hoping so. It was pretty.
on both sides.
Well, we were down 10-0.
Yeah, we all took the Ravens here. We were all believing in your Ravens. And exactly what happened is what we talked about all year with Derrick Henry.
Stop him.
The Titans live and die
With that play
with
action.
Derrick
Ron
Henry in the
Henry.
play action. Derrick Henry was held to 40
yards.
Yeah, 40-something yards or 40 yards on the dot. You stop Henry, you stop that Titans offense, and that is exactly what happened. The Ravens have the defense to do it, though. They have a strong front seven. They have a strong front seven where they can stop the run without needing the extra help, so then they can still kind of contain the pass a little bit as well.
They got a pretty good secondary.
So
Ravens are clicking at the right time.
I
too.
just think the Ravens have the right roster to go up against Tennessee. I think that's kind of plus Tennessee has beat them the last couple times, so the Ravens were really wanting this win.
Well, and after the Ravens won, there was no shaking hands.
There was no handshaking. Then when Tannehill got picked off, the Ravens were kind of sitting and hanging out and playing on the Titans logo.
Titans logo.
They did the same thing in Week 11.
Yep. So I think it was a little payback.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it was.
Payback's a bitch.
But now
Now
Lamar gets his first playoff win. Kind of the monkey off the back feeling for Lamar. Now, do you think this is going to?
It's gonna run.
This is gonna slingshot
I think
Lamar to playoff success here.
I think so. I think now they're finally clicking at the right time.
Right.
You know?
We'll get into the next game a little bit later, but I think it looks promising.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
All right. So, anything else with your Ravens or? All right. The Sunday mid game was the 7 seed 8-8 Bears at the 2 seed 12-4 Saints.
Bears are who we thought.
The
Bears.
Saints. Bear up. The Saints won this game 21-9.
What?
The Bears just couldn't get anything going, man. It was 21-3.
They scored a touchdown right at the end of the game to get the 9 points.
Yeah, it's right at the end.
The play calling was horrible.
So
predictable.
No, Mitch Trubisky
He's gone.
was the MVP.
From Nickelodeon.
Yeah, he was the MVP, guys. The Nickelodeon valuable player.
Shows you how much kids know about football.
Yeah, that just shows you he's compared to SpongeBob.
Yeah. I was joking, by the way, but he was the MVP, which is very odd. But yeah, the Saints took this one. Like you said, Bears are who we thought they were. I hate to say it.
All year long, they beat some bad teams, and couldn't beat the good teams.
My nephew's a Bears fan, so
the NFC.
Sorry about that, bud.
When you look at the NFC, I mean, you look football team and Bears both probably
shouldn't have been
weren't really
playoff
teams. I mean, even though they made it.
I would definitely agree with that. COVID.
Is that you, Rona?
Anyways, then on the Saints side of things, kind of what we expected as well.
Yeah.
Drew Brees played well. He played clean.
Michael Thomas played with Drew Brees for
Michael Thomas got his first touchdown in whatever.
My old friend's back.
Yeah, so Thomas got his first touchdown.
And there is rumors that this might be Brees' last season.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
This depends on the offseason.
I think he almost didn't come back this year, so I think he's probably
drink of that, don't you?
It depends on the offseason. Like I said, it depends on how he feels.
I can't keep my hands to myself.
But we'll go on to the last one and the most exciting one. The 6 seed 11-5 Browns at the 3 seed 12-4 Steelers.
What do you guys think? Who
The
won
Browns won
we
this
thought they
game
were.
48-37, but that's not even the shocker.
this game? No.
Yeah,
Well, the Browns winning was the
shocker.
shocker, but the Browns jumped out to a 28-0 lead. That shocked me.
Ben Roethlisberger.
I was like, "Whoa!"
Ben
dude.
Roethlisberger threw 4 interceptions. Marquise Pouncey, first play of the game,
snaps it
over his head.
Yep, defensive touchdown for the
Defensive
Browns,
touchdown.
7-0.
I
and
mean,
then
I think towards the end of the game, I think the Browns kind of let off the gas a little bit.
they did.
But
But
either
they
way,
they didn't have to win.
Juju Smith-Schuster was talking all kinds of trash
Yep.
about how this is the same old Browns and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost.
You lost.
Now, kind of look back and recap this game for Pittsburgh. Is it time to move on from Big Ben?
Yeah.
I think
For them.
I think he may be done because if you watched after the game, he just sat there on the bench for a while.
Yeah.
And he had like
just-
tears in his eyes and stuff. I think he's probably done.
Just taking in the moment.
And my big takeaway too is this is your division,
Damn right it is.
but I think we're seeing a passing of a torch.
To Lamar.
I think no, I mean I think you got the Ravens and the Browns now in that division, and I think the Steelers are going to start rebuilding.
Right.
You got the Bengals when Burrow comes back that are going to be building a little bit more, so they're going to be getting a little
The
better.
Steelers are going to start falling
Steelers
off
still
little
don't have a
bit.
run game. Big Ben might not be there.
Smith-Schuster isn't.
He's not a
Brown.
number one.
I don't think you can really count him out, though, because of Tomlin.
Right,
He's a good
right.
coach, but I just think that division, I think the Browns are going to start clicking. And I think
Mm-hmm.
when you got the Ravens and the Browns, there can't be 4 good teams in that division. I mean,
Right,
you're,
right.
You're going to have to.
One of those
One of
teams
them
is going to
yeah.
have to lose, right?
Bengals.
And it's the first time the Browns have won a playoff game in 18 years.
Mm-hmm. Long time.
I think the Browns have finally found their coach.
I don't think Baker's the answer still. I don't know.
I don't know. I think
With
I
this
think he's been
playoff
playing really
win,
well.
right? With this playoff win, maybe things start to click a little bit more. Start to see the field.
To
Now
me,
he did start to see the field a little more after Beckham got injured, which was weird.
I think he's definitely been a lot more promising here towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But
I think he's grown up a little bit more too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
to me, too, I don't. You really don't have. He doesn't have the excuses. Because you can put any other quarterback, I think, in there. And,
They're
with
gonna
that
succeed.
line, their receiving core,
Right.
especially the run game.
I'll tell you something hilarious. This is so stupid. I was watching the Herd, right? Colin Cowherd.
Oh yeah, Colin
And he
Cowherd.
was talking shit about quarterbacks. He was talking about Baker Mayfield. This was before this game and everything.
Yeah.
About wearing hats backwards. Did you hear about that?
Huh.
Because Baker Mayfield was doing a press conference and he had his hat on backwards. And he goes, quarterbacks that are winners don't wear their hat backwards. And he was like naming these Carson Wentz. He said he wore his hat backwards. Or whatever. This is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And he was going off on these quarterbacks that wear their hat forwards. And he said they have no chance to beat the Steelers and blah, blah. I didn't watch it today. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to have to go back and watch.
Right.
But I was like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Just because of a hat.
Just saying that he's not mature, so he's
Right.
not, because he wears his hat backwards. It's like,
What does that
fuck
matter?
does that
Yeah,
matter?
who cares?
He's-
Brady's head is that backwards.
Oh, yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Yeah, when he won the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
he had the backwards hat and he had his hands.
Yeah, now what's going on now?
Right.
I don't know. I just thought that was a
I
stupid
think we're
thing.
gonna phone in.
Anyways, we'll wrap that wraps up the wild card
Wrap it
weekend.
Ramp it up.
I went third this week at 4-2. I am tied for first in the overall. I'm 169-93 with this dude right here.
16 and
So
I went 5-1.
I went 5-1. I'm still in third. 157 and 106.
He can't catch up. He's going to be in third no
yeah,
matter what.
he's because we're gonna pick some of the same teams. You know what's gonna happen.
Well, it's getting down to
So,
the.
yep.
I mean,
He doesn't really have much of a chance. But yeah, we are tied. So if we're picking some different games this week, it could very well break the tie.
No, actually, while we're on here,
Mhm.
something's going on tonight.
Oh, the national championship.
And now, who you think's gonna win? I'm gonna go Bama.
yeah.
I don't think
Bama.
Ohio State. I don't think they have any chance of. I mean, it could. I don't think. It
You want to put that in as a official pick 'em?
Well, that's not really.
No,
Yeah,
it's not NFL.
I say Bama.
I'll go Bama. Yeah.
So we all win no matter what, or we lose no matter what.
We do everything.
Well, you know what?
together.
Then no, you know what? I'll go Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
Just so we have a little bit of difference.
No.
Probably gonna be Bama, but I'll go Ohio State just because that way we got somebody.
So I guess we will move on. And this weekend we got the divisional round games.
Saturday game. We got the mid-Saturday game. Got the 10-6 Rams and the 13-3 Packers. I'm gonna have to go Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers.
I mean, could this? I don't. I don't think there's really any chance.
I've got to choose something different, but it's not gonna be this one. I gotta go Packers on this
Hey,
one.
you're gonna pick these all the same. Man.
Yeah, we freaking are.
Next one, we got the Saturday night game. We got the 11-5 Bills or Ravens and the 13-3 Bills. I gotta go Ravens.
Yeah, you are the Ravens
God,
fan, so you
Lamar
gotta
got
go
his first
Ravens.
playoff win. I'm telling you,
I know.
he's gotta go.
This game is so like evenly matched to me. I think both these teams are really good.
I think either team could win this game.
I think the Ravens' defense is better, but
Yeah,
but the
maybe.
Bills have a little
they have
more.
a better passing attack.
They're a little more complete. They're a little more complete.
God, this is tough to me, man.
I feel I'm gonna take over.
I'm gonna jump on with Jordan. I'm gonna go Ravens. I think the technical upset happens, even though we think it's close.
Hell
but-
yeah, it's gonna be Ravens and Chiefs.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna go Ravens.
Oh, come
I
on.
thought about it.
Next one, we got Sunday mid game. We got the 11-5 Browns and the 14-2 Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chiefs, so I'll be the first one out.
Can you hear me, dog pound? I'm gonna pick the Browns.
All right, there we go. Here's our difference right here.
Oh man, to me this is hard.
I think the Chiefs,
They're
towards the
getting-
end of the season,
they're
they
getting
didn't
a lot
look
good.
as well, and they've been sitting for a while.
Okay.
And to me, I think Cleveland's got the better defense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it could go either way. Oh hell, I'm going Browns.
Oh my gosh, he's going Browns.
Get it, Ravens and Browns. That'd be a pretty good AFC game.
Yeah, it actually, I
Recap.
think it would be really.
Next one we got Sunday night, 11-5 Bucks and the 12-4 Saints.
This is a tough one.
Now, do you think a team could beat somebody for a third time this season? I don't know.
Breeze and Brady.
Oh yeah, because Breeze has beaten Brady both
Twice.
times. So he's 2-0. Oh, that changes the whole
And then
perspective.
so you got that. Now I think the Saints' offense might be run game's a lot better,
Yeah.
but then you have Brady in the playoffs,
Oh, I know.
and especially Brady in the playoffs.
I'm gonna go Saints because I don't like Brady.
I don't like either.
But
I don't like either.
I know that you don't, but I'm going Saints. You guys make your own choice.
You know what? I'm gonna go Brady.
I figure you will
I don't-
because you like Brady.
I don't think Brady can lose 3 times this season to Breeze.
Right. That's tough.
This is a tough.
I'm locking in with the Saints.
I'm thinking all the weapons that Brady's got.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got kind of the flip. You got
And you got-
Kamara, Thomas. Now here's my thing though. It seems, or I can tell you.
I'm gonna go Bucks.
I was gonna say the Saints.
Oh, so we chose 2 different ones. This could get interesting.
For me, the Saints do not perform well in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
They only put 21 up
Unless
against the
they
Bears.
cheat.
Unless they play the
You know,
Vikings.
All right,
This I don't know.
we'll see.
Oh, this is gonna be
It's
good.
almost over with.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have what? So
Almost.
we're gonna have either. So what we picking right now? We got Packers and you and I got Packers and Bucks in the championship game,
Ravens and Browns.
and Lucas has got what you got, Lucas? The
I
Saints,
got
Saints and
Packers,
Packers.
yeah, Packers and Saints, Ravens, Chiefs.
So really, the way this could shape up, this might be the last time we see a couple of these guys play each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be the it for Breeze if he loses.
It could be it for Brady.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's coming back another year.
You think so? We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
If you think about it,
Guys,
What's
yeah, my chat is
I went, what?
Checkers.
We need
my chat is
the tractors. I don't know where they're at.
Oh, tractors.
I think they're at the farm store.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You looking for tractors? It's kind of different. If you think of the AFC,
We need.
you're looking for tractors.
tractors. I don't think
That camera's gonna go fly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's bumping it.
I don't know. I guess you want to just cut it. I mean, we pretty much talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about. I was just gonna say that the AFC seems like it's everyone that's left is all young. It's
Yeah.
Ravens, Bills, Browns, and Chiefs. They're all 26 and under.
The NFC's got all your older guys
Yeah.
except golf.
Stuff going.
Golf is your one young guy. Then you get Packers, Bucks, Saints, and Rams. Bucks, Brady, Goat, Breeze,
Hey, bye.
conversation.
Yeah.
He's a stat quarterback. Packers, Aaron Rodgers. They're all stat quarterbacks and get golf. But the AFC, man, they're all young over there.
Yeah.
So
It's a young man's game now. I think.
Mobile game.
like you said, though, I think Brady and Breeze
I think
might see them.
next
At
season.
least Breeze. You might see Breeze.
I think
get it.
next season you're gonna see
There's gonna be a
more
lot of
young
guys.
quarterbacks.
Right.
I think it's, but to me, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of guys like you say, like Matt Ryan, could be. He might not be starting.
Right.
Winston,
No.
So, anywho.
fuck, I'm done.
Yeah.
I won't talk no more. We got 4 views.
Yeah, 4 views.
2
Yeah,
likes.
at the very end.
Yeah.
That's it, though. It was only a 35-minute
It was fun.
thing
It was
today.
a short one.
Yeah, short.
Short
playoffs.
It was fun.
It was a short one.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
So,
Until next week.
That'll be even shorter.
Yeah. Give us some more breaking news. Comment, like, subscribe.
let us know how you feel.
Go on YouTube and subscribe for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Peace.
Your hair looks pretty.